Oh, the children. The children. Yay, one more time for the children, right? So how is it? Do you ever wonder how is it that children are just always so joyful, right? I mean, of course there's toddler meltdowns, but behind it all, there's just joy. They get over it quickly. Whether they are, just think about it. They go outside and run and play. They get all sweaty. They get all dirty. Even just in these costumes here, like they're all wrapped up. They've got to be hot. But the joy is just always coming through, right? And this is our reminder, on this Sunday that we're celebrating joy, is to remember that the joy is always there within us. The children just express it all the time. We have it within us too. And I'm going to tell you a story from the Hindu tradition about Krishna when he was a toddler, okay? So this is little Krishna toddling around. He's playing in an orchard with a bunch of older children. And he was watching the older children, reaching up and grabbing fruits off the trees and eating them. Well, he's too small. He can't reach up. He can't reach the fruit. So what does he do? He starts just reaching down where he can to the ground, and he's putting handfuls of dirt in his mouth. Okay? Yeah, I'm hearing that from over here. Now, the older children know that this is probably not very healthy, and they run and tell his mother, and she comes and scoops him up and says, "Krishna, do you have dirt in your mouth?" He's frightened, even though he's Lord Krishna. He's a little toddler, and he's frightened, and he won't open his mouth. He just Mom orders him to open his mouth, and when he does, she sees the entire universe inside his mouth. Time from its beginning, middle, and end. All the stars, all the galaxies, every person who has ever incarnated, all the relationships. She sees everything in the mouth of this child. And so this story is a reminder to us, it's a metaphor, that we have all of the divine within us. We have all of the universe inside of us in every moment. So we have joy always within us. Be aware the joy is always there. And so how does this relate to you? The universe is the Christ in you. And today I'll talk about the spark of divinity and how it manifests in everyday life through joy in the holiday season and beyond. Because joy is unchanging principle. It's a quality of the one presence and one power that uniquely expresses in and through each of us. Be aware, the joy is always there. And this is what we're celebrating on Christmas. Today's daily word states, "With joy, I prepare for the rebirth of the Christ within." That is Unity's second principle. We each have a spark of divinity within us, uniquely expressed. We're a wave on the vast ocean of God. Inseparable from God, yet uniquely identifiable. And so, as that unique expression of God, how are you expressing the joy of Christ? See, children find it so easy to connect with joy. They don't have the obstacles of financial concerns, relationship struggles. Oh, kids, you just wait. Much of our holiday season revolves around this joy of children. And after all, we're celebrating Jesus' birthday. Now, I've shared some stories about my family, And today, my husband and 2 out of 3 of my kids are right here at this front table to be embarrassed as I talk about them. Now, I waited until they all arrived in Florida before I decorated my Christmas tree. Now, I know some people who decorate a perfectly coordinated Martha Stewart tree. That ain't me. Decorating my family's tree is a trip down memory lane. And every year it is the same giggles and the same do you remember, and we still get so much joy. Now, like this color-splashed bear, joy felt like red and green and no other colors to the toddler Sophie, who's at that table. And throughout the years, my children's handmade ornaments have uniquely expressed joy in the colors of purple and blue and green and bunches of other colors. They were always aware that joy is there. And Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore defined joy as the happiness of God expressed through his perfect idea, the human, created in his image. Joy and gladness are strength-giving, especially if the mind is fixed on the things of spirit. Fillmore continued, the perfect human identifies himself with the Christ. In other words, be aware. Joy is always there. Now, some of you may tell me, hey, Rev Pam, that doesn't apply to me. I lost my job this year, or I got divorced, or I had a loved one pass away. I'm not feeling the joy of the season. I get it. Blue Christmas is a real human experience. And so I'm going to share a story from my favorite modern sage, SpongeBob SquarePants, and his blue friend Squidward Tentacles. There's an episode of SpongeBob when Squidward can't find a happy memory. Can you imagine that you can't find a happy memory? And so he tries all different antics to try to make a happy memory. He tries putting an oyster bird in a cage and the cage breaks. He tries wrapping himself up in a cozy blanket, but then he falls out of bed. He tries a million things and it doesn't work. So finally, SpongeBob throws him a party. But nobody shows up. So SpongeBob used his papier-mâché skills to make a million little SpongeBobs to attend the party. So Squidward just gets so frustrated in the moment. He grabs a chainsaw and he destroys all the papier-mâché SpongeBobs and all the party decorations. And when he's all finished, he feels joy. Okay. So, he made a happy memory. Now, there are many folks experiencing a blue Christmas, like Squidward, couldn't find joy. Squidward's story is illustrative of joy ever present within you. It's just up to you to allow it to express. Squidward had to remove the obstacles, which he did by taking that chainsaw to all the SpongeBobs. But that was in cartoon land. What does it look like in the human experience? Well, the answer lies in feeling your feelings deeply. A few weeks ago, I told you about the work of Dr. Gay Hendricks, and he teaches that our feelings have a beginning, a middle, and an end. So allow yourself to feel that grief, or that sadness, or that anger. That's the beginning. And then in the middle, process those feelings. Maybe you have a journaling practice, or you want to call for spiritual counseling or prayer, perhaps perform a ritual. When my father passed a few years ago, I had his ashes put into a glass heart sculpture. And I have a ritual that I'll sit and meditate near that glass heart whenever I'm missing him. Because feelings do have an end. I'll allow that missing to fully come and pass. And the feelings sit outside of that sphere of the essence of your being. Your feelings are not you. You are the divine. You are the Christ within. And so when we allow our feelings to end, then joy is revealed. The truth of who you truly are is revealed. Be aware, joy is always there. There's a Buddhist story of a beggar who sits in the same place for years. And he depends on the kindness of the passersby. Now, one day, a man stopped and told him, I have nothing to give you. But I pass you every day, and I'm wondering, what is that you're sitting on? Oh, the beggar answered, it's a box. The man said, but what's inside that box? The beggar had never looked. And when they opened the box, they found gold. It was full of gold. So thus is your treasure of the Christ within you that holds boundless joy. It's up to you to uncover it. So speaking of boundless joy, this dog is my Mr. Mo. And he transitioned a few years ago. But Mo was famous for his joyful whole body dance. Really, every time that I would walk through the door, or even if I just opened my eyes in the morning, because he was right there at my bed looking, waiting for me to open my eyes, he would just start jumping. He would get airbound with joy. Or, if I just said the word walk, big dance, happy dance, no matter my mood, he always approached with joy and reminded me of my ability to match that vibration. So we choose what to express in every moment. If you're standing in the long checkout line, you can choose to express irritability because you had a long day at work and your feet hurt. Or you can choose to express joy in anticipation of that meal you're going to make from those groceries. And you can remember what the children stated during the pageant. I am the Christ child. I am all that is good and real in each of us. I am love in your heart, the wisdom in your mind, the peace in your soul. I bring oneness with all humanity through our divinity. Joy is here to stay. That boundless joy is evident in our children. Now, my children grew up physically, just as we all continue to grow spiritually. As they grew, they produced more beautiful ornaments, like these. And they've grown from children putting their faces on ornaments to young adults putting their faces in selfies. So just as our physical bodies require nutrition to grow and develop, you need spiritual nourishment too. Spiritual nourishment is your daily practice. Gratitude practice, journaling, prayer, meditation, mindful movement, time in nature, all of these activities bring you closer to realizing the Christ within, thus providing the opportunity to remove the obstacles and be aware that joy is always there. Now, like Krishna revealed the universe in his mouth, William Blake saw the world in a grain of sand, heaven in a wildflower, and eternity in an hour. I see the universe in my family's Christmas tree. The essence of my children, their joy and Christ light, manifested in their artwork. And today, we celebrate our awareness of our Christ nature with joy. Be aware that joy is always there.
Thank you so much for visiting our YouTube channel.